My siblings complained so much about my dream wedding that now I want to cut them off.
Shut up.
I'm one of 3, I'm the middle child, in our 30s, and no one in my family has married. We have no extended relatives and have never attended a wedding together. My mom hasn't been to a wedding in 30 years, and my sister has been to 1 wedding, my brother, 2. So I guess me and my brother have been to 2. I've been to approximately 20 weddings. By the way, this comes from user OCandle on the r/OKstorytime subreddit. So we got engaged in 2021, and my family was excited. We got married earlier this year in Italy and made it a 3-day event with our 80 guests. We paid for it all ourselves and saved a long time to make it as nice as possible for our friends and family. We booked a 4-star hotel, paying 50 to 75% of each room for our bridal party guests, which is not something we have ever experienced ourselves, but we wanted to make sure all of our friends could come.
I want to get married to this family, bro.
We put on a rehearsal lunch for family at a starred restaurant, and we had a cocktail evening with all our guests, and everything was covered. Our wedding was like a dream. The food, the music, the flowers, it was beyond what I could even imagine, and we had such a brilliant time. The only thing that interrupted our day was torrential rain as we were traveling from the church and then dining. It meant we couldn't get our couples portraits. The day after our wedding, my husband and I spent some time getting the missed photos with our photographer. My sister left the hotel to spend the day with my dad, brother, and his girlfriend, and some family friends who were staying outside. When he came back, she wouldn't talk to me, and instead of staying the last night, she abruptly checked out. The following day, we wanted to have a family lunch with my husband and my family, who hadn't met before this weekend as they live in different parts of the world. My mom, sister, and brother said they didn't want to join and instead went shopping, which was fine. They left that same day, so there was no chance to say goodbye. I sent a pre- and post-flight message checking my sister got back okay. She didn't respond until the next day, saying that she didn't feel sociable and didn't want to message anyone. I left it until the week after when I asked if she had birthday plans. Initially, she said she didn't, and then eventually said she'd planned something with my brother and that I was explicitly not invited because of how I treated him and her at my wedding. She listed these issues. I spent too much time talking to other people and walking to other tables to chat to my guests. I danced with my guests, but I should have danced more with her and him. My brother and his girlfriend were sat at the end of the family/bridal party table instead of next to my maid of honor and me. I didn't ask for a photo booth photo with them. I didn't ask anyone for one of those, by the way. I was deep in the cocktails and dancing a lot. My brother, quote, wasted money buying a suit, and I didn't make an effort to get good photos with him. And I later found lots of good photos in the photo gallery that the photographer delivered. I didn't thank my brother and girlfriend in my speech because they didn't help with anything, and they showed no interest at all. And in the months up to the wedding, I didn't even receive a single message asking how everything was going. My brother only messaged to push me to buy him a suit in a series of messages, getting quite angry as I dictated the dress code, so I should be covering his attire. She's mad because she's like, yeah, you made him buy this suit and he wasted all his money on this suit.
And he's complaining about.
As someone who just got a suit, money well spent. Her room, which was next to mine, was smaller than the other maids of honor, and she said that it was deliberate, which it wasn't. I did not see all of the other rooms in advance. She was also really annoyed at having to pay anything at all for her room, and she was told that well in advance because she's, quote, my sister. She said I should have paid the full cost for her, implied, I think, for her making the effort to come. As for all of my bridesmaids, I paid for their clothes, shoes, and a box of gifts. She didn't thank me for any of these and has since sold one.
Dude, she's so entitled. It's
Dude.
insane.
Like I said, spoiled brats.
Yeah. And here's a note. Where I am from, it is usual for bridesmaids to buy their own dresses and shoes. Similarly, when I asked my brother if he got back okay from a long vacation that they took in Italy after the wedding, he said that he felt sad that, quote, we didn't get to spend a lot of time together, further making me feel terrible about my wedding day. Later in the year, my brother also didn't invite me to his birthday. I spent the weeks after my wedding in a really dark place and I cried a lot. It's been months now and my sister and brother act like nothing happened. I've put this to bed mostly, and I have had a distant relationship with them since. It took a few months for each of them to send a card, and the text in both is eerily similar. They both called my wedding, quote, spectacular, but didn't say anything further, really. And it's not about this, but they, along with my mom, were also the only guests not to give a gift at all, even a bottle of wine. Completely thoughtless. Financially, we're all in the same places with a significant amount of savings, homeowners, etc., and usually my sister is generous. So I know this is a further comment about how they felt mistreated at my wedding. Culturally, in my background, it is very unusual not to give a wedding gift. And by the way, I would find it very unusual if you didn't join us live on YouTube every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. All you got to do is tap our profile.
Give that gift to yourself.
And there's a little bit more relevant update here, but let's discuss. I mean, clearly these people.
I am appalled. I'm appalled. I'm appalled. I don't know how this sister could be so entitled that she gets a trip to Italy.
Yeah.
It's both of them, the
Not
sister
enough.
and the brother.
Not enough.
Yeah. Partly he's being paid for by OP, and they're like, not enough.
Okay, here's the update though. Although mostly I am okay now, this still comes back to me at points, and I'm at a loss to understand it. I've had therapy and that's helped, but I still see my siblings at family events, and I get the "we should hang out more" texts every so often, but I just don't want to engage, which understandable. I wouldn't want to engage either after that. It's like, what?
Dude, you've ruined any chance of me wanting to be in your life.
Yeah.
By just being such a snob-nosed person.
Yeah, just looking all the way down your nose.
Also, Jellybutt, I talked to Mike not too long ago, and he was talking to me about getting married in Italy.
So I got the "we should hang out" texts every so often, but I just don't want to engage. They were both really uninterested in the wedding, not really asking details. My sister being very unavailable for dress shopping, etc. So it really surprised me to get all those complaints afterwards. Can anyone relate? And that is the end. I cannot relate.
I can't relate.
But
But I can tell you that I hate what you're going through, and you do not deserve that at all.
yeah, no, it's
No one
It's
should
a
ever have
shame.
to relate to what you are going through right now.
and
This
hopefully
sucks.
time will sort of heal that.
Yeah.
And
I don't think this
It
is
won't
cut
be-
off worthy. I don't think this is no
No.
contact, but
I would just get a reasoning of why were you treating me so harshly? And don't be like, oh, we gave you a list. Like, that's a BS list.
yeah, that
That-
was a.
Like,
You're upset that I'm talking to other people at the wedding? Like what? Like what was this supposed to be? Like the three of us having a play date, and we're the only ones that are allowed to hang out with each other?
yeah,
Like
it's our wedding, the hell?
it's a wedding for everybody here. Yeah, I have to talk to them.